Hello. Today's devotion is about rest. And the reason why I came about it is I was looking through Hebrews and came across chapter 3, and I was talking about the Sabbath day. And I was reflecting on this and just thinking about how important it actually is to get rest in our lives. It brings attention to the fact that God created the earth after 6 days, and then on the seventh day, he rested. Now, what I immediately thought about when I was looking at this is God created the earth. He is limitless. He doesn't need rest. He doesn't need to take time off because he is the God of all things. He is the creator of all things. But then I thought about it a bit more. He didn't need to, but he still chose to rest. He chose to step back and admire the work that he'd done. He chose to take time to just be in the presence of his creation. And sometimes for us, that is one reason why we need to take rest ourselves, is just simply to take a step back from everything that's going on. Just to take everything in around us. Because I know for me, that I can get into the habit of just routines day in, day out, and not actually taking a step back and thinking about all the things that are happening around me. So that's one reason why we need rest. Another reason is that we have to remember that we have our limits. We have our capabilities that we can reach, and we need rest to be able to function at our absolute best. Now, if you think Jesus himself took rest, his disciples took rest on their journey. He took time to go off on his own and pray. He took time. The example I think of is when he was on the boat in the storm and he was napping in the middle of a storm. Now, what greater representation of rest is there than that, when all these things are happening around you, being able to even take time to rest among all of that chaos. So I think rest is an incredibly important thing for us as Christians, to be able to, number one, just to be able to survive life, because we are human. We do have real limits, unlike God. And we do need to be able to take a step back sometimes to realize how important it is to actually just see what's happening around us and really take that all in. So in a sense, that's why I've had a bit of a break from these videos. It's never been my intention to run myself into the ground to try and pump through videos for views of subscribers. That's not what I'm doing it for. I've taken a little break when I've needed a break. So being able to take a step back and have that rest when times are busy, or even when times aren't necessarily busy and we're just finding ourselves drifting from God. Sometimes even just having a bit of time to rest and focus on him, that can help us redirect. Now, later on in that same passage, the main theme of it is actually about obedience and obeying God's commands, because in the Old Testament, they didn't obey his commands and they didn't respect the Sabbath. So that's what it was talking about. But if we don't take that time to rest, then how can we really be responding to God's commands the best that we can? So that's the thought I wanted to leave with you. Rest up. Don't run yourself into the ground. We all have limits. We've got to take time to rest and enjoy and slow down, because sometimes we just need that.